Welcome to That's So Us
with Ama.
and Lo.
Join us every Friday as we talk about everything and anything.
From pop culture to mental health to life experiences.
Everyone needs a vent session, and we're ready to connect with you on so many levels.
Be ready to laugh and even cry. Grab some tissues and a drink.
And join us as we turn our 3 a.m. calls into this podcast.
Hi, guys.
Hello. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Good. We could just jump right into our highs and our lows if you want.
Sure. Oh my gosh. What is my high?
I need to think.
drink.
Well, I'll go first, I guess.
Okay.
My low is today. So first of all, tell me how I have a trip planned every single month from March to July.
Oh my
Let's just
God.
start there. With what money am
Because we're
I?
impulsive.
Exactly. In March, one of my friends was like, "Oh, let's go to New York for." Well, actually, I said, "Oh, well," because when someone I work for was like, "Oh, we should all have a little creator trip to New York in March." And at first, I was like, "Oh no, I'm not going," because we were supposed to go to LA. Now we're not doing that, obviously, because yeah. And then I was like, maybe I could do it, and the flights were $200. Okay, obviously I said yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then April, I'm going to Toronto for a day, which whatever, not even a day, less than 24 hours. And then May, doing a week for Madison. Then June, we're going to LA. Then July, I have a wedding in Toronto. So I'm just
You're booked and busy.
I'm booked and busy,
I
but
love it.
the money is not escalating. But then I guess that goes to my high that today, see, everything happens when I don't know, whatever. So I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And then today, two people, even though it's not 100% thing, two people messaged me and they're like, hey, I need help and this, whatever. Can you hop on a call and we can discuss rates and everything, which doesn't always equal that you end up working with them. But I was like, okay,
Right.
I needed that sign
Yeah.
and I got it. So my high and low kind of go together.
I love that. I still can't think of mine. Well, my high is probably I just heard some good news about concert tickets.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really say what, so because I don't know for sure. Low is maybe that I have one hand done, my nails done on one hand, and then I don't have the other one.
Oh my God. Are you going to do
Literally,
tonight?
when you're I think so. I think I might. But when you're your own nail tech, it's just a struggle because this took forever. And
Mm-hmm.
I know this hand will take forever because it's not my dominant hand.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just hard.
Yeah, I
Then
can
I get so
imagine.
bored because I'm alone.
Mhm.
But yeah, I
Fun.
guess that's my low.
Okay, well, today's question is, what's been one of your favorite 2023 memories? Me telling you the question
I know.
ahead, and then I'm actually, I didn't even think about my answer.
Oh, I thought about mine.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, you go first. Let me think while you talk.
Well, okay, my nephew was born in
Oh,
January.
true. Oh my God, it feels
So
so much longer
I
for some people. It's not
know.
even I
He's
don't actually know him,
literally
but it just feels longer.
he's almost a year.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But I was in the room when my sister had him.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just I didn't see all of it, but I saw
Yeah.
him literally being pulled out. And I was just this is so beautiful. But also she did not get an epidural until the very, very last minute. And absolutely not. If and when I have kids, I'm getting the epidural immediately
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because I'm not going through the pain. I
Yeah, I
felt
can't
so
even.
bad because there was nothing I could do. And she was just
Yeah.
ugh. I don't know how my mom did it 6 times without
Yeah,
any
I don't know.
medicine.
I still haven't thought of mine. What even? Sometimes I forget, I
What
forget things
happened?
happen. Yeah.
Me too.
I'm let me think.
I know. I was what did I even do? What trips did I go on? But I literally went to the Bahamas and Aruba and
See, I don't remember what I
LA.
did this year. I know I went to LA. Bro, what the fuck? My memory this I'm gonna go on my Instagram and just scroll for a sec. How do I
I
not
had to
remember
go
anything
on
I've
my
done?
pictures.
Oh, I went to Europe. I guess that was one of my good memories since I met I did forgot I went to Europe. How? And I got to meet my family for the first time there.
Yeah.
So I guess that would be one of my favorite memories. It was fun. And yeah.
Cute. I love that
Did you pick your
song.
song?
I did. It's "Jealous" by Labyrinth.
Ooh, that's a good
So I heard
one.
it the other day.
Mine is "Mistletoe" by Justin Bieber because it is that time of the year where I listen to it every single day. And it's just so iconic. Like, I don't give a shit if you don't like Justin Bieber. You cannot say that song is not good. Thank
Honestly,
you.
yeah, I
It
agree.
is. It's like iconic Christmas song. It's not as iconic as the other ones, but like in my brain, it's iconic.
Yeah. No, my sister loves it
And the
and always
music
plays it.
video, I remember I was so jealous of that girl that he got to kiss.
I haven't seen the music video.
Oh god, you have to watch it. It's like low key cinematic, but like there's this girl in it and she got to kiss him. And I remember when it came out, I was fuming. I was like, why didn't they cast me? When I was probably underage, first of all. Um,
Probably.
and I well, to be honest, she like not to be like she's obviously pretty, but like like when
Yeah.
there's people in music videos where it's like, okay, like I can never like they're like these supermodel like pretty. Like
Oh, yeah.
she looked like a normal person. So I'm a
Teenager.
normal person. So technically it could have been anyways, my
I'm a normal
delusion.
person, as if celebrities are not normal people.
No, but you know what I mean? Like she
I
didn't look
yeah,
like
no, I get it.
overly like Megan
Yeah,
Fox type of vibes. Like
yeah.
I can't be Megan Fox, but I can be like a normal looking person. Anyways, that's my song. You picked this like topic, so you can start us off.
I did. So I actually saw a TikTok, or maybe it was like a trend,
Mhm.
but it was just like things that you've learned in 2023. So we decided to come up with 10 things that we've learned. We're just
Mhm.
gonna go through them.
You wanna do like one each or like do you wanna do your whole list or like how do you wanna do it?
We can do one each.
Okay. Do you wanna start?
You want me to go first? I'll go first. Okay. I said, if it makes you happy, it doesn't need to make sense to others. The people who want to stay, stay, and the people who don't, won't.
That's true. I realized that the hard way.
Yeah. Like you can't please everybody.
Mhm.
And just because, I don't know, some people may have a different opinion on like what you're doing, like career wise or like whatever, doesn't mean that it should really affect your choice. Because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, you're the one doing it. So if it makes you
Mhm.
happy, do it.
Yeah. I actually had an ex, who I know he won't ever listen to this. I don't really care, but also I don't give a fuck. Um, when we were dating and I did YouTube, he was like very like not supportive about it, kind of like this is not gonna go anywhere, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
That should have been like my like cue to leave, but I didn't yet. But like now that I think about it, I was like I suppressed like I kind of like stopped posting, like stopped like doing certain things. So I was like, oh, like he thinks it's weird, like other people might think it's weird, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck this shit. And then I did it again. Because yeah, like you should only have people like in your life that like support you and like if you don't see like how do I explain this? Like obviously everyone in my life is not on the same career path as me, but like we all support each other equally. But
Yeah.
like if someone's in your life telling you like whatever you want to do is like not like, oh, like you shouldn't do it or you should do something else, like you don't need those type of people.
Yeah. Which it does make it harder though when
Yeah.
it's like people really close to you,
Yeah.
like family. So like setting boundaries, but I know that that's one
Hmm.
of your
Yeah.
points. So,
Well, I guess that one's in the middle, but I can do it now. Yeah,
okay.
so one of my things that I learned is boundaries in relationships, friendships, and family is important. And I know like sometimes it's awkward to bring them up, like depending what like the boundary is and stuff, but at the end of the day, like I think it'll make things better on both sides, whether it's like with a friendship or like a partner or like whoever like your family member is. Like if you're both kind of like on the same boat or like wavelength and you both like
Yeah.
understand where like one another's coming from, it'll help. So I think, yeah, setting boundaries is important. And I still don't know how to fully do it, but like I know that like they're important to have. So
Mhm.
yeah.
I would agree. I also think it's hard, especially when it comes to family.
Hmm.
Um, but I feel like I've gotten better this year at doing that. And like
Yeah.
not trying to please everybody cuz like if I can't do it, I just can't do it. I can't say yes to something I can't do, you know?
Yeah.
Um, so like setting boundaries in like that regard. But
Hmm.
I agree with what you said. So my next one is say yes to experiences. And I'm just like a firm believer in like, I don't know, just saying yes to everything.
Mhm.
Cause then the opportunities just keep like rolling, I feel,
Yeah.
and keep coming to you.
Yeah. I
And
think
if I didn't say yes, well, this happened 2022. But if I didn't say yes to like going to Europe, then like nothing else really,
mhm.
I feel like would have happened after
Yeah.
that. So just say yes.
Yeah. I think I used to like say no all the time because I was scared of like what would happen. But now I feel like I say yes like a majority of the time, I think.
Yeah. I think it's like important to just
Yeah.
be able to experience things.
Yeah. And if you can, like why not?
Right.
Um the next one I have is letting go of people is okay. I think like I have a hard time letting go of people sometimes, even if they like literally like um I don't fucking know, like did something like horrendous to me. Like I have like attachment issues, I guess. Well, not I guess. That's what my therapist told me. I have attachment issues. So I guess it stems
Mm,
from there. But yeah, like I have like issues of letting go sometimes, but like I think I learned this year that like it's okay. Even though like even if it
yeah.
like sucks, like in the end it's like okay.
Yeah. I agree. I feel like I'm kind of like the opposite, which might be bad. But like it's so easy for me to forgive and forget when I should forgive and not forget
Mhm.
because I don't know. I feel like in any regard, really easy for me to just be like, okay, like this person's negative in my life. I'm just never
Mm.
gonna like associate with them anymore.
Yeah.
Like I have someone in my family, well, like not in my immediate family, but like a relative. I haven't spoken to them in like actually like 6 years. I feel 5 or 6 years, just because they brought negativity into my life, and I was like not about it. So
Mhm.
we just haven't spoke. But I don't know. It's kinda just, like, also you never know what's gonna happen in your
Yeah.
life, and you never know when your last day will be, so who
Mhm.
cares kinda
Yeah.
thing. So I do need to work on that, I feel.
Yeah.
Okay. My next one is appreciate the little things.
Mhm.
I don't know, I feel like this year I've gotten really good at, like, staying grounded, I feel, and just being trying to be grateful for everything that I have,
Yeah,
because
me
I know
too.
that a lot of people don't have. Not only, like, the material items and whatever, but, like, also, like, opportunities.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's a
So
mix of like a lot of things. Like sometimes I'm like, oh my god, like I can't do this trip or something like literally like dumb like that. But then no, it's not dumb, but like you know what I mean. Like I do so many things, so like one thing like I don't have to like be mad over. But then I have to
right.
remind myself like some people literally don't do anything like they because they
Yeah.
can't. And then I have to remind myself, and then I'm like, okay, like I have a house, even though I don't pay for it. I still have a house, and like I have food and, like, water and, like, all these, like,
Yeah.
things that, like, some people genuinely, like, don't have because either they can't afford it or, like, they live in places that, like, suppress them from having those things, so I
Right.
have to, like, remind myself that and yeah.
Yeah.
The next one I wrote is taking breaks in the day are important. I learned that, but I don't go through with it. Um Like, for me, like, my issue is I procrastinate so much that, like but, like, I'm not taking breaks when I'm procrastinating, like, I'm just, like, jumping from thing to thing because I can't, like, sit still and, like, concentrate on one thing, but, like, I never take time to just, like, okay, sit there and, like, do nothing. I just, like, jump
Mhm.
from thing to thing to thing, and then, like, I get, like, exhausted. So, like, I learned that I need to take more breaks in the day, but I need to, like in 2024, I need to follow through with that.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like it's also harder for you though, because your work is social media. So you are on your computer
Yeah.
like all day and you're on your phone. So it is harder to separate
Mhm.
work and like I don't know, just you like scrolling on Instagram for fun or
Yeah.
TikTok or
Well,
whatever.
like yesterday was it yesterday? No, on Monday, I was in the car with my friends. I don't even know if they listen to this, but my friends, Alex and Emma, and they were talking about how I answer my text so fast. And then I was like trying to justify it because I was like, it's so like annoying to me because I know I answered fast, but it's because like I'm working on my phone, and then when I see
Right.
something, I'll read it, but I used to, like, read it and then, like, forget the person ever messaged me and just never answer
Yeah.
them. So now I'm like, okay, like, I answer it right away because like, I'll always forget and I don't like not answer people for, like, a week because then I feel bad. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, like, it's hard to, like, just, like, not be on my phone in terms because like, I'm always working on it or, like, my laptop and I'll get the notifications there.
Yeah.
And then, like, even, like, if I wanna take a break and just go on TikTok for, like, fun or whatever, I feel like even when I'm sitting on there, like, I can't like, my brain can't, like, just take in content for fun now. I take it in and I'm like, "Oh, like, I can do that," or, like, "I can tell this person to" like, it's annoying.
Yeah. But I think that's also cool because then you're able to, like, come up with more ideas. So it's like a
Yeah, I just
healthier
wish, like, my
thing.
brain could just, like, shut up for a bit.
Oh, I yeah. I
Yeah.
understand that. So I put prioritize both physical and mental health. Um, because I've gone through a lot of, like, health issues,
Mhm.
especially well, both mentally and physically, but more so physically this year, I think. Um, like, my back has been such a big issue for, like, 4 years now, and I don't know why I've never well, actually, that's a lie. I have gone to, like, doctors and stuff like that, but I never, like, advocated for myself and, like,
Mhm.
"No, I need to get this MRI or I need to get this test done," or whatever. So, yeah, I think just really focusing on, I don't know, getting better if you're not okay, because it I don't know, like, your body shouldn't be hurting 24/7.
Yeah.
And if it's not my back, then it's my migraines, and if it's not my migraines, now it's my foot, like, it just sucks.
Yeah.
But
No, I feel that. I mean, like, the same for me, like, I need to, like, know how to, like, advocate for myself because even, like, now, like, I always say, like, my stomach hurts, like, every single day of my life. Um,
yeah.
and even my therapist was like, "No, you need to go to your doctor," and, like, she thinks I have something, but then my doctor never, like, brings it up, and, like, my doctor just thinks I'm insane sometimes because she's always like, "Oh, well, like, nothing comes up on the test, so, like, nothing's wrong, it's just, like, in your head."
Mhm.
But my therapist was like, "No, like, you have to go and, like, you have to ask for these things." So I have to go do that. I'm gonna do it, like, early next year. But yeah, I don't know. I've always, like, whenever a doctor's like, "No, nothing's wrong," I would just be like, "Oh, okay," because 'cause I'd always be so scared to, like, say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important because, like, at the end of the day, like, I don't know, health is important and, like, it's scary because I know, like, a lot of people my age now who, like I'm, like, a hypochondriac also, so whatever. But,
Me
like,
too.
I know people my age now that, like, I went to high school with that, like, were diagnosed with cancer and all these things, and, like, that, like, terrifies me. Um, because like, not that I think I have cancer or anything, but, like, you also just never know, and if you don't get, like, the appropriate, like, testing done or anything, like, you
Mhm.
won't know, and, like, sometimes, like, for like, it could be too late. Like, I know that got really
Right.
deep, but, like,
It's
it's
true,
true,
though.
and, like, I
Yeah.
always was, like, so shy to be like, "No, like, let's do, like, more things," or like, "Oh, like, can we do something else?" So, next time I go back, my therapist told me what I need to ask for, so I'm just gonna ask for that and make sure she gives me that because yeah.
Yeah. Or even, like, getting, like, a second opinion or going to a doctor who is willing to, like,
Mhm.
run those tests and, like, help you out because my first doctor actually, she was a nurse practitioner, but she did not do anything. I
Mhm.
was like, "Girl, do you even know anything?" And then I went to, like, my doctor now, and she's definitely, like, more helpful, but
Mhm.
I don't know because I feel like a lot of, big, like, hospitals or whatever, they just want your money.
Yeah.
They don't really care. I mean, some people do. Obviously, there's good nurses and
Some do, but
doctors,
some
but
don't.
yeah.
Um oh, it's my turn.
Yeah.
This is also something I learned, but I, need to implement still, is you don't need to act on everything all in one instance. I feel like I'm very impulsive. It's so funny because like, I wrote most of these after my therapy session, um, and, like, a lot of this came up in there, like, my
Mhm.
therapist was telling me, like, that I'm too much of an impulsive person, which could be good, but can also be, like, not the best trait sometimes depending, like, what you're impulsive with. Um, so I think I need to, like, realize, like, not like, life is not that short that I have to do everything, like, the second my brain thinks about it. Or sometimes, like, even, like, business-wise, like, sometimes I'll think of something, I'm like, "I need to do that, and I need to do it, like, right this second." And, like, that's not, like, healthy sometimes, or, like, I try to do too much at once and, like, I don't realize, like, the impact it has. So, yeah, I think that's something that, like, I learned this year, and I need to work on it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a very impulsive person as well.
Mhm.
I used to be really impulsive when it came to like shopping, and I just like buy a lot of stuff, and that I've gotten better at. But when it comes to like probably just like concerts, I'm like,
Mhm.
I really want to
But we've
go. I
we've
don't want to
worked on
miss
it
out.
because
We did,
I
we
think
did.
us last year, even if, like, financially didn't make sense to, like, go to certain things, we would've been like, "Oh, we'll just, like, do it." But,
We
like,
would have gone.
that we worked on that.
We did because we're not going to Europe.
We're not going to Europe. And then, like, I think I said this last week, we were, like, planning to go to LA for a week in March and in June,
Yeah,
and then that's just, like, not smart. So, we didn't do that. But, like, yeah, like, last year, I would've done that. I would've been like, "Okay,
that's
I'll just
true.
figure it out. I'll just do whatever."
Yeah,
Now we're more a little bit more
tame.
financially smart. Okay, tame.
Okay, my next one is be cautious who you open up to.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I feel like some people come into your life for like a certain purpose, and then once
Mhm,
they've served that purpose, it's like you kind of go your own ways, even
mhm.
if nothing like happened in between like the friendship or whatever. Um, but I don't know, it's like just be careful who you open up to, because not everyone has the same intentions that you have,
Yeah,
and not everyone has the best intentions. So even like if you feel like you can trust somebody, I don't know, I just feel like you should really be cautious.
yeah. No, I agree. I feel like I'm see, there's 2 parts of me. There's one part of me that trusts too fast, and then there's a part of me that closes off and doesn't trust certain people, and I never know which one's gonna come out when I, like, meet a new person, for example. Like, sometimes I feel like some people, they make you feel like it's, like, okay to trust them, and then it wasn't.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's, like, hard. I think at the end of the day, like, you also never know someone's intentions. So, just, like,
yeah,
be careful what you share with people too.
yeah, exactly.
Like, some people know things about my life, like, I wish they never did, but they do,
Yeah,
and I can't obviously take that back. So now I
yeah,
kinda, like, am reserved with, like, how much I share and, like, what I share with certain people.
agreed.
Comparing yourself to others won't make you happier. I feel like this is something I tell myself I learn every year, and then I, like, am doing good at it at the beginning, and then, like, I fall into, like, the whole comparison thing again. Yeah. That's something I learned that, like, it literally does nothing except make you more miserable about, like, whatever you're comparing yourself to that person
Mhm.
for, so, yeah. It doesn't do anything.
No, it's also just, like, bad for your mental health when you're
But,
constantly
yeah, the
doing
way
it.
I can go down a spiral, like,
Yeah,
I
for
did this the other
real.
day. There was this girl that, I was editing for someone, and there was this girl, and I was like, "This person is so pretty," but, like, it should have stopped there. Like, "Okay, this person's pretty, blah, blah, blah." But then it spiraled, and I was like, "Oh, like, blah, blah, blah," and then I just go down this thing of, like, comparison, and then I have to, like, stop myself, or, like, even people with, like, businesses, I do it a lot in that, like, aspect where I'm like, "Oh, like, this person looks like they have, like, all this figured out, and they do, like, XYZ, and they have this amount of money," even though I don't actually, like, know any of that for real, but then I'll
Mhm.
bring myself in a space where I'm like, "Oh, like, they're doing better than me, like, what's wrong with me?" And I do that all the time,
Yeah.
and I, like, learned that, like, it doesn't do anything except stress me out, so I need to, like
Yeah.
I can, like, acknowledge it, which is good, like, when I'm doing it in the moment, I'm like, "Okay, like, don't do
Calm
that," and then
down.
I can, like, stop myself, yeah,
Mhm.
which is, like, I guess, like, progress, but, yeah, it's hard to, like, not do that.
Yeah, I feel like I definitely compare when it comes to just, like, place that I'm at in life,
Oh, yeah, me
because, like,
too.
so many people from my high school are either married or engaged or have kids, and I'm just, like, chilling, like, I still live with my parents or
Uh-huh.
my dad, and so, I don't know, but everyone has, like, their own path, and everything's
Mhm.
gonna happen in its own time. So, like, it's whatever, but I do, like, sometimes compare myself to
Yeah,
just that.
I get that. I do that too, but then sometimes I remind myself, like sometimes when I'm like, "Oh, like, this person has kids, this person has that," and then I'm like, for myself as someone who doesn't even want kids, like, I don't know why I compare myself to, like, them, because 'cause I'm like, that's not even, like, for me, the, like, life that I want, but, like, I feel like I'm
Yeah,
so ingrained with, like, this is a traditional way, like, this is what's supposed to happen that, like, I think, like, I'm
yeah.
supposed to be married and have kids when, like, I don't actually want that right now.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know, like, why we do that, but
That's yeah, that's actually true. Cause I mean, I used to say I wanted kids at a young age, but, like, I don't want kids anytime soon. So, yeah, I don't know. But I
I think
think
it's
it
just
is
because like,
just
that's the traditional way. I was actually speaking about this
yeah,
yesterday, which is funny. I was like, "I'm, like, the least traditional person I know," but sometimes I compare myself to, like, very traditional people, and then I'm like,
yeah,
"But that's not me, so, like, why am I comparing myself to them?"
yeah. I think also, like, especially social media kind of
Mhm.
only gives, like, a glimpse of
Yeah.
the perfect side of people's lives and not, like, the bad, and so when you're constantly looking at, "Oh, they just bought a house," or they're,
Yeah.
I don't know, constantly going on vacation, you're just seeing that, but you're not seeing the issues that they have going on
Yeah.
in their own personal lives or, like, with their family or in a relationship, so
Yeah.
you just never know what people are going through. So, I don't know, just don't compare.
Yeah.
Um, own up to your mistakes. And I
Yeah.
say this, I feel like in every, like, relationship I think you should do
Mhm.
because well, aside from, communication being super important, my family, I feel like, especially, we kinda just sweep everything under the rug,
Mhm.
and even if I know that I'm in the wrong, I won't say anything, but I feel like now I've learned to just own up to my whatever,
Yeah.
like, I did or whatever. So,
Yeah, I think it's important. I think that's, like I mean, I'm a Taurus, so I'm stubborn as shit, and, like, if I'm, like, wrong, I won't want to admit it, but,
yeah.
I've learned, like, that it's okay to admit that you're wrong, because like, no one is perfect and no one's always right, but, like, that's something I have to kinda work on because in my head, I know I'm wrong, but I can't like, I don't wanna admit that I'm wrong.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm kinda the same way.
Like,
But
I can acknowledge it to
yeah,
myself, but I don't wanna have to tell the person, like, "You were actually right and I was wrong."
yeah.
Like, I don't wanna do all that.
Yeah, it is really hard, but I think it, like, just helps
Mhm.
communication,
Yeah,
so I
I
try.
agree. The next one I wrote is being kind to yourself, your mind, and your body can go a long way. I think for a long time, I've kind of like don't treat myself the way that I should. And I can treat like other people very like well. And I think I'm a nice person.
Yeah.
But I
No,
can't like
you 100% you are.
okay, thank you. Just
You
needed
are.
that like ego boost, you know? No, but like I feel like it's so easy for me to like be nice to other people to an extent. And
Mhm.
to like treat people like well, but then when it comes to myself, I'm kind of like the worst person to myself in like many ways. So I think like learning that like you like the first person that you should be treating well is yourself and then everyone else comes kind of after that. Because at the end of the day, like if you can't even treat yourself right, like how are you going to like
I was
treat
just
everyone
about
else
to say
right?
that.
Yeah. So that's something that I learned and yeah.
That actually kinda goes along with one of my other points. Time you spend with yourself or just time you spend with yourself is just as valuable as time you spend with friends and family.
Hmm.
So just being nice to yourself.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we only have ourselves for real.
Yeah.
And I saw you posted something on your story. I don't know if it was close
Oh.
friends or not, but it was like something about living in your head. I don't remember what it
I
was,
feel like I remember
but it was
that.
funny.
When
I
was
don't know.
this?
It was like I don't remember. Yesterday maybe?
Let me go look at my archives. I know what you're talking about, but I don't like know like what it said.
I
But
thought it
I
was so
know.
funny.
Let's look. Oh, I found it. It said, so the internet is largely bad. The real world also not great right now. Where am I supposed to hang out my own mind? The worst of the three.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
I was like, that's 100% me.
me
I feel
too.
like also when you suffer from mental health, like disorders, plural,
Yeah.
it's like you're almost like okay, depression, for example,
Mhm.
that's all I've ever known is to
Yeah.
be in that state of sadness, and for me, it's, like, very heightened. So it's almost like I get addicted to that feeling, and then once I'm, like, kind of not in that state of
Mhm.
mind and I'm just, like, leveled, it's like I'm bored,
Yeah,
you
no.
know?
Mine is
Because
like
then sorry, go ahead.
no, no, I was just gonna say, like, for me, it's like when I'm happy, I'm kinda like, "Okay, like, when am I gonna get sad again?" Like, it's like like, in my head, I'm like, "That like, happiness won't last forever. I'll be sad
Yeah,
forever," type of thing, so I just wait till, like, I get to that point again instead of, like, being like, "Oh, like, I actually feel happy, like, this is what I thought I wanted to feel," but then, like, I just wait to, like, feel sad again. It's weird.
yeah. Yeah, because then when you're also in that state of, like a manic state,
Mhm.
it's also, like, hard to come down from that.
Yeah.
I don't know, the jumps are just so drastic for me, and it's been, like, difficult to navigate, but,
Mhm.
um, I think just spending time with yourself in, like, a healthy way, and like you said, loving yourself and treating yourself the way that you treat your friends
Yeah.
is the most important thing you can do.
Yeah. Well, going off mental health, my next one was therapy is good and you don't need uh therapy is good and you don't only need to be in it when you're not okay. I think for a long time, oh my god, I can't speak. I think for a long time I thought like, okay, I only have to be in therapy when I'm not okay. And then when I'm okay, I can like do something else or not do something else, like not be in it anymore. But I
Yeah,
realized like it's like that's not how it has to be. Obviously, like maybe you'll need more appointments when you're not okay and like have less when like you're feeling okay. But I think there's a stigma around therapy, like only people that are sad or like going through it need to be in it. But I think like everyone can benefit from it. And yeah,
yeah, I agree. Because like, just because you're not sad doesn't mean that you're not going through stuff. Like, if you're just
exactly.
not good at expressing your emotions or
And
showing that side,
yeah, I thought like
so
even now when I have like my appointments, I'm like, okay, like what bad happened to me this week? And then I'm like,
yeah,
no, like I could just talk about anything. Like it doesn't have like I don't have to start searching for whatever was bad. Like, yeah, so kind of learning that.
yeah, it's just very difficult.
Yeah.
We kind of already talked about this, low key, but I said friendships don't need to last forever to serve their purpose.
Mhm.
Slash, you're allowed to change and outgrow people.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. Also, that, but also like you can't change people
Yeah.
at all. And like I've definitely like learned that this year.
Mhm.
Um, especially if people like don't you can't fix people who are broken because then it's just gonna break you.
Yeah.
But also if people don't want to change, if people don't want to get better, like
That's not
you
your
can't do
fault.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, like I said earlier, I feel like friendship wise, people come into your life for like a purpose, whether it's you teaching that person something or them teaching you.
Mhm.
And then if you outgrow each other, it's fine,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I feel like I've had so many friends and then I've had no friends and then I've had friends again. Like I feel like I go in waves. Like there's people that I've been friends with for like a long time that have like stuck through like my like teenagers and like now as if I'm old. Like I feel like there's the people that will stay like for the long run and then there's people that are there for just like a season of your life, I guess.
Yeah.
I think you said that once and that's where I got it from. But yeah, I think going off that, my next one was that it's okay to rekindle friendships that you've missed. I think for
Mm,
me this year, for some fucking reason, I was like, let me rekindle all the people that like I've missed in my life. Have
yeah.
I spoken to all of them again? No. But there's like two in particular that like I I'll just share my stories. So there's one
Go
girl,
ahead.
I'm gonna call them out. I don't think they listen. Imagine they listen, they're like, "I heard you talking about me."
Oh my god.
There's one girl, her name's Kaylee, you met her when you came here.
Yes. Yeah.
We were, like, really close in high school, then we kinda distanced, and then we got close again, and then we distanced again. Um, Probably both because, like, we both, like, are very open about, like, mental health and stuff, so I don't think she'll mind me saying that. But, like, we both go through, like, a lot of, like, mental distress sometimes, and I feel like that, like, I push people away so quickly.
Mhm.
But this year we started hanging out again and we like hang out more and it's like nice. And I'm the one who reached out to her, which in the past I would never want to because I'd always fear like rejection because there's this one girl that I was really close with in high school, like really close, like whatever. And I don't know what happened, whatever. We stopped being friends and I messaged her this year and I was like, "Hey, like blah blah blah, like hope you're doing well." And she answered me and I was like, "Okay, whatever." And then I was like, "Oh, like if you're ever down like to, like grab coffee and catch up, let me know." And she ghosted me. I was like, "Oh my god, like that is my biggest fear." Not because I think people
Yeah.
owe me anything, but I hate like trying to put myself out there and like be like, "Okay, whatever," and then like get that. So that's why I like never wanted to rekindle friendships again. Um
Yeah.
so yeah. So then me and Kaylee are close, and then there's my friend Alex, who I didn't speak to for like 7 years, which is I feel like a long time.
Yeah, that's pretty
Um,
long.
and we just started becoming friends now, and we hang out like almost every week. And then I had to remind myself, I was like, like kind of what you said, the people, the first thing, the people that like get you will stay in your life, and other ones won't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, like if people don't want to rekindle like whatever your friendships, that's fine. But the people who do like will. And
And they'll actively try to.
yeah. Oh my
You
god,
can't
I say
just
that all the
say
time. Like if I hang out with you once, this also happened when I hung out with people once
mhm,
after like I was like, "Oh, like let's hang out and get whatever." And if you don't start asking me to hang out or like talk to me after, like I can't. Like I can't do that to myself and like try and
yeah,
then like not get it reciprocated.
yeah. Or if people are like, "Yeah, let's hang out next week." Okay, set a time and date so I can put you so I
Yeah.
can put you on my schedule type of thing, because we have busy lives and, like, if you don't tell me, I'm not gonna guess, I can't
Exactly.
guess.
Yeah.
And I like to, like, plan ahead when it comes to those things, so,
Mhm. Yeah. But I think,
but
yeah, that's something that I learned this year. So shout out to my 2 friends. I'm just kidding. More than 2 friends. But yeah, I think like them like answering me and like being willing to like even though like time passed and stuff and like we
mhm,
kind of like were all in different like phases of our lives. Um I think that like gave me the push to be like, okay, like one, I think everyone hates me. Um, I like think everyone hates me. So then like I'm like, okay, like if I reach out to them, like what if they actually hate me and then they're like tell me to fuck off or something?
oh my god.
Like that's where my brain goes. So then I was like,
Yeah,
okay, like these people like actually like hung out with me and like are still my friend now and still ask me to hang out. So like maybe people don't hate me. And I think that's something that I have to like get out of my head that not everyone hates me. I don't even think anyone
mhm.
actually hates me. But like, yeah. So anyways, that's my long
I think
story.
also letting people in who actually have good intentions.
Yeah.
'Cause if they're just, like, reaching out to you for one thing, it's like, "Come on."
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I already did this one. I think I have one more.
Okay. I have 2
Can't
more, but
okay, can't control what's happening, but you can control how you react to
mhm.
it. I've just gone through quite a lot with, like, my family,
Yeah.
and I know that everything happens for a reason, but it's hard to sometimes come up with that reason.
Yeah.
Um, but, like, there's nothing that I can do about it.
Yeah.
Things happened, and, like, I can't change that. I can't control it, but
Mhm.
the only thing that I can control is how I react to that change. And for, like, a long time, I was, like, not doing okay mentally, and I'm like, I am the one who can control how I think, so
Yeah.
I need to change. Like, no one, I mean, yes, therapy helps and medication helps, but, like, you need to change, like, your
Yeah.
mindset. So, yeah, just focusing on the things that you can change because you can't change other people
Yeah. No, I
or
feel that. I feel like I have to learn
situations.
that too. Because I like to be in control. Like, not only of, like, people not I don't like to be in control of people, I didn't mean that. But I mean, like, I like to control things in my life because if I can control it, then it can't hurt me, type of like that. Not controlling people.
Yeah,
But yeah, like, so if something is out of my control, it makes me anxious because 'cause I'm like, "Oh, like, I don't know how it's gonna go or stuff." So I have to, like, learn
yeah,
that, like, yeah, you can't control everything and, like, that's also okay.
yeah.
Okay, so my last 2, the first one, I mean, I say this a lot, but being in the present is the best way to live life. I've learned that, but I
100%.
again, haven't, like, fully got there.
Yeah,
But I think, yeah, just, like, being in the present is, like, the best thing. Like, yeah.
yeah.
And then the last one is to always keep learning. I don't know why I'm speaking like that. You never know enough about life in the world. I think, like, this year taught me that a lot because, like, there's so many things that are happening, especially in, like, other countries and stuff, and I feel like I've been so, like, naive to it, and I'm like,
Mhm.
"Well, it's not happening here, so, like, why do I care?" Not
Right.
that I don't care, like, I didn't care, but I was just like, I never, like, took the time to, like, educate myself and stuff, and I feel like I've done that a lot this year, um, especially recently, and, like, also, like, I learned the other day that in Congo, like, there's, like, a lot of protests now with Apple where I used to work, um, with, like, something with the particles that they use to, like, produce iPhones and stuff
Mhm.
are taking over, like, Congo, and it's doing something with their, like, environment, and, like, it's affecting them badly, which obviously is not good, but I don't even think, like, we realize these things, like, whenever I buy an iPhone, I don't think of, like, "Oh, like, this is, like, my purchase and, like, me buying all these things is, like, affecting people in other countries," like, I never, like,
Yeah.
and I'm not sitting here saying I'm never gonna buy an iPhone again, which, like, I don't know if that's bad to say, but, like, I realize, like, I don't need to change my phone every year because, like, I feel like that's just, like, a waste, and it's wasting
Yeah.
things, like, I don't know,
And
like, I
contributing to the problem.
yeah, contributing to the problem more than, like, I was before type of thing, I don't know. But, yeah, there's, like, so many things that, like, you just don't realize, and there's still, like, sweatshops where, like, 10-year-old kids are working and, like, making things, and there's still places in China that, like, grown adult people, like, our ages are working and making 10 cents an hour, which does not is not enough. And then
Mhm.
there's people in other countries that, like, don't have water or, like, are being literally killed, like, right now,
Yeah.
and I feel like I, like, spent a lot of this year, like, educating myself on these things because some people think, like, "Oh, like, it doesn't affect me in, like, a personal way, so, like, why do I care?" But I think, like, you should care, even
Yeah.
if, like, you're no one, like, you actually know is there or anything, like, if you don't care about, like, bad things happening to people, even if you don't know them, then, like, I feel like that's an issue. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I feel like it's kinda human nature to not only be curious about everything, but also
Mhm.
be empathetic, sympathetic.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah, and,
agree
like,
with everything
do
you
your
said.
own research on things because some
Yeah,
people like,
some
I
people can
like
be saying one thing, some people can be saying
yeah,
the other,
and at the end of the
especially
day, like,
if
you can only, like, formulate your own, like, thoughts about it when you, like, do the actual research to it,
yeah,
so, yeah.
yeah,
And also, I'm gonna say this, recently I started sharing things on my story about, like, what's going on right now in the world, and everyone obviously knows what that is, and when I tell you the amount of like, followers I lost when I started doing that, and I was like at first I was like, "That's so shitty," but then I was like, "I don't give a fuck," because if people, like, don't wanna see, like, what's going on in the world, like, they can go.
yeah,
I don't want people in my life or in any aspect that, like, literally would be like, "Oh my god, like, she posted that, like, I don't wanna follow her because of that." Like, you know what I mean? I
mhm.
feel like it's so, like, weird to me.
I feel like that's why a lot of, like, celebrities are not talking about
Okay,
it
yeah.
because they're scared of getting I don't know.
Mhm.
I think there was an actress actually who,
Got fired?
got fired because of it, and I know Jenna Ortega was, like, gonna be on that movie or something
Yeah, and
like
then
that,
she
and
pulled
she
out
also
too.
yeah,
But it's so dumb because, like, people are only getting fired when they side with one side than the other.
yeah,
Which I think is, like, ridiculous. Because if you're gonna fire someone for supporting one side, why don't you fire everyone that's, like, speaking out about it then? Because then that
yeah,
just goes to show where you side, in my opinion.
I agree.
So, yeah.
It is really sad. 'Cause, like,
Mhm.
why are we focusing on how many followers we have or how many, like,
Yeah.
bad comments we're gonna get or whatever, like,
Mhm.
that's not the point.
Yeah, like
So, I think anyone who has a platform
yeah,
should use it
yeah.
correctly.
That's why at first I was like I wasn't scared of people, like, unfollowing me. I was just like, I don't want people to say anything to me because like, I first,
Yeah,
like, I didn't know what I would say because I didn't know enough about it, but now I'm just like, "Whatever," like, I know what I think, and that's the only person I can control of how I think, so if someone were to write me, like, something and be like, "Fuck you," or like, blah, 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 like, I wouldn't really care because 'cause I'm like, "Okay," like, I know, like, in my heart that I did my own research and I educated
Yeah.
myself on this, and like I know where my values and beliefs stand, and no one can change mine and I can't change other people's. So I
Mhm.
shouldn't be like scared to like say what I feel.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
all the I was gonna say questions, but they were not questions. That was all the lessons we learned in
Yes.
2023. I hope 2024 brings us peace and happiness
My
because
bank
boy,
account's gonna be
do we
drained.
need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, drained, but also filled. No, this is a
Yeah.
year of abundance and
Mhm.
prosperity.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I have a really weird feeling about 2024.
I
And
do too.
every year I'm always like, "Oh my god, like this year's gonna be the best one." But like 2024, I actually like feel it. Usually I just say it, but like now like I feel it, but I don't know like in what aspect. But I don't know. It's gonna be fun.
I don't know in what aspect either, but and I've never felt that going into a
Like it
year, but
feels like
I
in my
feel it.
gut, like my stomach.
Yeah. So who knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
Maybe the pod will blow up.
I was gonna
Maybe
say
we'll
something,
have
but I'm
our
not gonna say it.
oh, maybe we'll
Everyone's
have
gonna
our dream guests on.
I was gonna say maybe Dixie D'Amelio won't come on. Then I was like, I talk about her too much, but it's okay.
We love
It's
her.
just me manifesting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you guys for listening. I hope that
Yes.
you resonated with any of these lessons. Um, if you want, you can comment your lessons on the podcast Instagram picture that we post for this episode. But yeah, thank you for listening. Don't forget to follow the podcast, and we will talk to you